Hello everybody, my name is Mark Anthony Taylor. Been a while since my last video. Been ill with viral meningitis and a 6-week hacking cough. But the man is back. This video is about paedophiles and the dumbing down of the British education system. I will show that the two are strongly related. Now, I first became aware of the problems of modern society, which some people call the awakening or enlightenment, or taking the red pill. I first became aware in 1987. I was taking advanced levels, what we call A levels, at school in the sciences. And my school teacher, who was teaching chemistry, told me that if I waited a year, the syllabus for A-level chemistry would halve. In other words, there would only be half as many questions in the exams as in the exams I was taking in that year. So obviously chemistry was being stripped down, and I also took mathematics, and it was the same thing. And in preparation for these dumbed down A-levels that were to come, the O-levels that precede them were being dumbed down, and my teachers were actually complaining to me that they were going to have a real battle teaching these A-levels because the students were just not being taught what they should have been taught. So this was a deliberate dumbing down policy of the sciences, confirmed by my chemistry and my mathematics teacher. I went on to university, and I think it was the third year, the final year, and I was studying theoretical physics. And the university professor told us that if we'd have waited a year, then the course would be 4 years rather than 3, because they needed another year to teach the kids mathematics that wasn't being taught at A-level. So this dumbing down didn't just affect state education. You know, it wasn't just dumbing down for the plebs. It had dumbed down the entire system, including the university system. Which means all of our researchers were needlessly a year behind any other nation that wasn't dumbing down their kids in the same way. And whether you took state or private education, you'd still face a 4-year university course to teach theoretical physics. So this is dumbing down across the board. And it was under Thatcher's government, and Thatcher and her cronies used to say, well, the teachers are all loony lefties, so if there's a problem with loony leftyism in the education system, then it must be a problem of the teachers. But Thatcher in 1987 had been in power for 8 years, and she had something like 3 sets of education ministers in that time, and you don't run a policy of dumbing down the education system and extending the span of a university course by a year without the consent of the cabinet ministers in the UK responsible for education. So just for curiosity, I looked it up, and I just tweeted this out today. And at the time I was doing my A-levels, the man in charge was one Keith Joseph. not actually heard of him before, or don't recognise him from his portrait. I should do, but I don't, to be honest. Keith St John Joseph, or Baron Joseph, former QC, 2nd Baronet, barrister and politician. Key influence in what became known as Thatcherism, which is sold as a kind of anti-socialism. He was a co-founder of the Centre for Policy Studies. He was the son of a wealthy and influential Jewish family. His father, Samuel Joseph, headed a vast family construction and project management company, Paedos, and was Lord Mayor of London. So this man was hyper-privileged, and he was a baronet, so he could bet he had the best education money could buy. And sure enough, he went to Harrow School and Magdalen College. So this man was about as elitist as you could get. Studied jurisprudence, which is basically it's just waffle that you go to study if you're the son of a rich man. You know, years ago they'd send you off to be a priest or something. And when the bottom fell out in the priest market, they sent the children off to become lawyers. So the rich either turn the children into lawyers or into politicians. Prize fellow. So this was a hyper-privileged boy with the best education money could buy. And he's ultimately supervising the dumbing down of the British education system universally, up to and including the university system. And this man who's had the best education money can buy, who knows what good education is dumbing it down for everyone else. And sure enough, there's evidence that he was a paedophile and he was messing with kids. Well, a paedophile isn't someone who loves kids. It's someone who loves abusing kids. So you can think of that dumbing down system, that dumbing down, as a projection of his dark sexuality into the political sphere. So he turns his hatred of kids, his love for the domination and subjugation of children, he turns that into his personal political policy. So if you ask why is our system dumbed down, because this hyper-privileged Oxford graduate despised the children over whom he had power and set out to damage them permanently. And he was given power over all of the children in the UK. So you can think of that as communism. Communism, you have an elitist organisation that consolidates its power and ends up as a technocracy. So, and the technocratic elements are there, son of a rich man, dumbing down the education system for the masses. So there's your communism. And you can also interpret it as a paedophile government, a paedophileocracy. And with that economist Keynes being a well-known queer paedophile communist, with Mao Zedong being a queer communist, with queer communists pretending that Podesta didn't rape kids. It's starting to look more and more like communism is a paedophile movement. It's synonymous with the paedophile movement, and communists tend to be that way inclined. So that's why they dumb down the system. It's not just technocratic. They get a sexual thrill out of it. And when that's something to consider, you have to get into the mind of the sick mind of the enemy. And I think it's all pretty much all spelled out for you on the wiki page. You just need to read between the lines. Okay, that's my video. Cheers again. See you some other time.